Truth Man here. The channel is the No Majors, No Simping, All Subjects. So I want to talk about a little bit about racism, how racism is an excuse for a lot of people, and how you can't I was just talking to my sons about this. I'm not going to say everything I said to them on here, but that's an excuse. That's an excuse. A lot of people don't have money and don't have money like that because they didn't spend their money properly. They wasn't saving. They wasn't budgeting. They were buying stuff they didn't need. They was doing stuff they didn't need to do. You can't blame the white man. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to try to say this in a way that won't get me, get the video taken down. In my observations of white people, I know y'all using that as an excuse. Y'all making them more powerful than they are. They got the numbers. But there's factors to this and there's levels to this. Y'all, like a lot of them ain't even thinking about us. They don't like us. And that's obvious. But the thing about how a lot of them don't like you, they gonna just stay out of your way. Now, it's when you start trying to depend on them too much that you see that they not giving up the championship belt. Not on earth, they ain't. They ain't gonna have the title when they come to heaven, but they got the title when they come to the earth because they got the number. And because they together just enough to stay on the top. But y'all be using that as an excuse not to get up. Nobody didn't tell you to have them. Nobody told you to have them babies at 15. Nobody told you to drop out of school. Nobody told you not to do your work. When I was working at the juvenile detention center, I noticed how smart some of those guys was. Just talking to them, like seeing them in class, I noticed how smart they are. But they were choosing the life of crime. Some of them was in there for fights and stuff like that, but if you free from slavery and you choose to remain a slave, that's on you. If I'm free from slavery and I choose to remain a slave, that's on me. We got just enough freedom to go out here and make a difference in the world and have some money. Some of these dudes, though, I saw a dude practically 18 panhandling. Like, dude, how's you panhandling? They done broke you down. See, even if you go to prison, you gotta be mentally strong enough to realize, okay, if somebody your enemy, or you see somebody as an enemy, why would you weaken yourself to the point where they have an advantage over you? When you mentally strong, people can't get no advantage over you, so they gonna hate you. Like, if you don't care what they think, that disarms them. That disarms them. People be using it as an excuse, man. You talking about, man, I ain't finna work at McDonald's, but you don't work. Okay, you don't want to work at McDonald's, go back to school and learn how to do something where you don't have to. They ain't gonna do it. You know what they gonna do? Take people's glasses off their face and try to sell them. That's what they gonna do. Dude, you making them stronger than they are. How can they have all that money without committing crime, but you can't. I'm telling you, I done gave this a lot of thought. I done gave this a lot of action. And I know that it don't even matter as much where you work. It matter what you do, the moves you make. Like, for instance, if you don't make that much, then use your charm and be nice to your mama or something till you stack that money up. Until you get a better paying job. Some of y'all don't listen, man. You just always trying to talk, man. If I know something more than you, you should be listening, not talking. People come over here trying to talk, telling me who I am, and you don't even know me. How you gonna tell me who I am and what I'm feeling? Because you don't understand what somebody's saying? That's a problem too. Some of y'all dumb. You don't read enough. You don't know how to observe. Because somebody is talking about something, the first thing they say, heartbroken, hurt. Heartbroken, hurt. Some stuff do hurt. I told y'all, like, when it come to that relationship thing, I told y'all what hurt. What hurts is I thought she was different from these other chicks. That's what hurt. Because think of how different life could be when you know something. Like if I would have knew, oh man, she ain't no different. Do the same stuff, don't do the same stuff. Want to do the same stuff. Same, it ain't no difference. And that's not even a put down. See, people always want to think that, man, because you tell the truth or know the truth. That don't mean you always putting people down. Or like I'm not putting white people down by saying that they ain't what y'all make them. That's not a put down. That's just a fact. They got the numbers, and you don't want to mess with them because the people with the authority are in that race. That's not even a put down. That's a fact. Go out to the suburb and do something to one of them white women and tell me I'm wrong. You might not make it through the night. And the Most High see that, and he making preparations. But it's like people try to use this stuff as an excuse not to excel in life, man. And yeah, I'm the truth, man, so I'm gonna tell it. I'm going to talk about both sides of it, but these are just the facts. Nobody made you get on drugs. You chose to do that. Think of how many people choose not to do drugs. You chose to do them. So I don't want to hear about no white man. They people be wanting to hate Trump because of their own failures. Not because of nothing that he did to them. Me not liking the Democrats' philosophy has nothing to do with what I've done in life. Because Democrats actually help you with assistance. It's the other stuff like trying to tell me how I should think that make me not like them. So, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I can show you better. I can tell you though, if I get enough life and enough health, I can show you better than I can tell you. Now, let's look at the other side. You gotta know about the other side, but you gotta know, it should be the reason why you give a stronger effort. They do stuff to make it more difficult. They do. But if you know it's more difficult, then you know you gotta try harder. You gotta try harder. Some of these jobs ain't gonna give you no job. You gotta take what you could get and get your own stuff going and know how to present yourself and know how to present a product where people will want to buy it. Do the things where they not gonna block you. If you good with kids, that's a daycare. People always gonna need daycares. I don't want to do that. Yeah, but you could make practically $1 million from a daycare a year. You get enough kids, you treat them kids right, you treat their parents right, and you call it a day. Count your money up. Get that little Bama. Well, I ain't gonna say Bama because there's a lot of people down there that's right and cool. So that's a bad saying. Get your ghetto little ways and throw them out the window. Y'all want to fight all day. Fight to get that money. Fight to get them accolades. That's what you could fight. You getting food stamps and you out here fighting. When we get food stamp, that's our sign that we need to do something to get more money. If they'll approve you for food stamps, you ain't making enough. Yeah, them food stamps be lovely. You can eat whatever. But if you get your money right, you can eat that same stuff and pay cash for it. I done been in the suburb, done seen a dude, one time a dude, his grocery was $368. He put out the cash and paid for them. Cash. Not check, not nothing. He put out cash and paid for his groceries. We spend too much time talking behind each other's back, trying to sleep with each other's spouses and girlfriend. You think you really doing something with that? You bringing bad luck on yourself. Especially if she was married and she was being rebellious and being Jezebelic, which we're going to talk about that today too. Y'all know it's Tuesday. And you bailed her out. Baby, I love you. How you going to love her? Look how she did the last dude. And you can't do people like that and get away with it. But you trying to let her get away with it. And then when she do you the same way, you gonna try to be cool with dude. He ain't gonna want to be cool with you. He gonna look at you like, yeah, when she was getting child support and the alimony out of me, she was buying dude stuff. Taking him out to eat and stuff. And that's how I don't see how y'all be cool with people who do y'all like. I can't be cool with somebody that fleeced me out of money. Like, they'll be talking to me, I wouldn't even want to talk to them. Like, man, get away from me. And probably would say that too. Somebody robbing you, using the system to take your money from you, and then you trying to be cool with them. If that's y'all, I'm not going to tell you how to think, but I'm going to tell you how to think. You being silly. That's your enemy. Think of the time where you was low on money. You was low on money because they was making you give it to her. Now ask yourself this. Was she innocent in the matter? If she was innocent, then I can see it. But are they ever? I'm still going to be talking about this stuff, but I'm about to change my content up a little bit. More so, the quantity of it is going to be kind of spread across the board. Because some of y'all think y'all know more than me when it comes to this. So just go ahead and fall on your face I told y'all I'm the one type of dude that say, I tried to tell you. I told y'all about that dream I had. That dream I had, the day came where I was just spending my time praying, and I was quiet, so on and so forth. And a dude recognized me and was trying to ask me what was going to happen. And I told him, when I was trying to tell you, you didn't listen to me. That's how it be. I said, so now you just got to find out on your own. And the person got mad and almost got violent about it. But that's how I look at it. When I was trying to tell you, you wasn't listening. You was trying to argue with me, trying to act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. When 2030 come and you ain't got no money, deal with it. And I told you. At minimum, you're going to need $20,000 in cash in the bank or somewhere. I ain't going to say everything on here, but you're going to need $20,000 of your own financial reserves by 2030. Now, I'm prophesying. I'm telling you this right now. You're going to need $20,000. So all y'all women that you just going being at odds. Some of these women do that because they got grown sons now. Your grown sons gonna eventually want their own life. So a lot of y'all, if you can stand out, you need to stand down, or you're gonna be by yourself. Oh, I could do it. Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all don't even got the fight energy. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You got a big mouth, and that's the main thing you got. You ain't got to win to be in no fight with no 5 or 6 people. And fighting comes down to mental energy too. Because if you got the mental, you will fight through the fatigue. A lot of y'all, you battling that dude like he won't leave your butt. He gonna leave you. You shouldn't even be battling no man. And then all of y'all black women, let's be honest. Black men want you the most, and you diss them the most. You won't let them. A lot of y'all won't even let these guys have rest. You're selfish. You don't help them. If your help towards him is less than your criticizing of him, then you know you out of pocket. You shouldn't even be saying nothing to him. If you're not doing all you can to make things better, how are you talking to him? This is what the entitlement that we put on them. And it's our fault. It's our fault, man. A lot of black dudes getting beat down mentally by black women. They ain't got no energy to do nothing because they arguing with them all day. And that's not an excuse either, but it happens. It happens. And they act like these other races is running to marry y'all and stuff. You see a couple of them with white dudes, but who cares? Are they gonna marry you? Or are they just having their fun with you right now? Travis Kelce and you. Then they gonna go back to Taylor Swift. And one dude, I was minding my own business. Dude was on the bike with a black chick, and he gonna look over at me. I'm like, man, don't nobody care. You think I'm thinking about you? I'm thinking about how much money I can stack up. Nobody thinking about that garbage. That relationship stuff is garbage. Only way it ain't is if you got a good one. The woman controls the relationship. If she loyal, she faithful, she respectful, and she gonna stay that way, then yeah, it's decent. But most of them ain't. They got 3, 4 dudes they talk to on the side. Let me call you back. My mother on the phone. Yeah, okay. That's your mother, all right. Let me call you back. My mother on the phone. But they use that. This is an excuse, man. It's an excuse. It's 6:56. I'm out here already. This how you got to do it. This how you got to do it. Now, you can't let people steal your time that you need to be productive. Because we all gonna have issues. Oh, my card is can you give me a ride? All of that is gonna take away. See, watch this. The people around you not having their act together will affect you and how long it takes you to get yours together, or how you get yours together. So sometimes you gotta be like, I gotta stay out here and work. And they'll be getting mad at you. They won't like you. They'll be, I don't F with him. That's why I don't F with him. I don't give a F. You don't F with me. Who gives a F? That same F that you use. I care about the Most High, my health, my money, and those who care about me. If you don't care about me, why should I care about you? I'm not, dude, this is how people get over on people, man. Y'all think the answer is getting white people to care about you. They gonna think how they think. They got their own brain. Why do you care? Only way you should care is that they could put you in hell, and they can't. That's how y'all got in this integration. And all of these other countries of people would love to thank you. And your desire, having to be around them, put you at the bottom. It put you at the bottom and put all these other people on top. And even on top of them in some cases. This money can be had. All of this stuff can be had. If you healthy and your brain is working functionally, this stuff can be had. We spend every dime we get though. And then we overextend ourselves with bills. I was watching this show with Shaq, and Shaq, every time you look up, Shaq is buying a car. When other people can't even get more than one and had car problems with that one. Now whether you do or not, you don't even need that much money to be able to get this stuff. You got if I got $100,000, that's going to put me in a position where I can pretty much do what I need to do. $200,000, $1 million, $1 million in cash, and $2 million, I'm rolling a Rolls Royce. Oh, you shouldn't spend all that. I'm doing it. Or a Ferrari or something. If I got $2 million in cash, you know that ain't gonna be all I got. So you'll see me in that Parasange or something. Well, you won't. Not if you live in the hood, you ain't gonna see me. If they taking glasses off people's face, then I can imagine what they're gonna try to do if I come through there crushing through in that Parasange. They probably would try to kill me for that. Just to get a couple hood chicks and smash, because they gonna smash them in that. Some stuff, you ain't even got to say nothing. You getting women. Leverage is real. You getting them. These people are superficial, materialistic, and money hungry. But people, them being broke, they always want to blame white people. But when okay, let's go. Look, I'm going to talk about myself. I'm finna show you how. Yes, they did contribute, but not enough to stop me. They did deny me employment at times, but I still got jobs. Most of the best jobs I got, it was black people that gave them to me. That ain't no lie. It was black people that made the decision to get me in there. On most of them. And a couple of them, it was whites. I got hired by a Latina and a Latino a couple times, but it was mostly black. Now, yes, they did deny me employment, and if you knew the truth, it was because they knew I was black. But that never stopped me, because I done made enough money to have money more than I got. I got a couple dollars. But I've made enough money to have more than I got. So there ain't no excuse. There ain't no excuse that you clogged your arteries because you wouldn't eat the right foods and you wouldn't exercise. You can't blame that on them. You made that decision. You broke. You didn't go to college. You didn't do what you needed to do to get those jobs and those businesses that pay more money. And then after you get them, you didn't do what you need to do to accumulate wealth. You live in the United States of America. Yeah, people will look at you funny and won't like you in certain areas, but they ain't gonna stop you. And they ain't gonna stop me. Even with DoorDash, per se. It's people out there complaining about how much they make from DoorDash. But you barely even be out there and you let everybody distract you from what you're doing. And sometimes you try to do it in the wrong market. When this market, DoorDash should not be first fiddle or whatever. The first place shouldn't be your main income. But it could be your main income in certain cities. Maybe like if you was down in Houston or Phoenix or New York City, Chicago, you're going to get more offers. And more offers means more delivery. Let me show you something. For you to even see any type of money with DoorDash in most of these cities, you're going to need to have completed 100+ deliveries in a week. If you haven't completed 100 deliveries, you're going to have problems. This is one of the reasons why I'm leaving. Like, I look at it like I like doing this, but this gig work, I'm on a whole bunch of them. But where I'm at, I'm going to be forced. If I stay here, I will have to get a job. Not because I can't make money, but because it should be easier. I could stay out here longer, and that's when I really be seeing it. But think if you was in a city this more economic, better economy or whatever, and you stayed out here long like that, your money, look, man. In the bigger cities with higher income, you're going to get more bang for your buck with this gig work. They all right over here, but I'm going to tell you something too. There's way too many people that's a little on the stingy side. Like you be just steady sip. They'll have $500 in their bank account and they give you $2 tip. So you telling me you would have missed that other $5? You couldn't give me a $7 tip? And you got $500 in your bank account? $1,000, $2,000? That's what I'm talking about. It's a whole bunch of them, all different races, right here. They don't be rich, but they be having enough. Well, some of them do. They be having enough money to give you a better tip. I'm telling y'all something. They tip. When I was in Arlington, Texas, I used to work at Domino's in Lake Arlington. Man, you could have been made $60 in 2 hours. And that was back in 2015. That was unheard of. I was going there for the lunch period. And I've been, like some of them days, I would make 60, 40. Like one time I wasn't even there 2 hours. And I went home with like $40-something. Then you said, I don't sound like much. Yeah, okay. Back then it was. But people use it as an excuse. Don't make no excuses. Get out here and do what you need to do. And then after you do everything you need to do and you put the maximum effort for it, then whatever is still not right, you work on that next. But stop using them as no excuse. You wasn't on the bottom of no ship. All right, your ancestors wasn't on the bottom of no ship. That's a myth. Now the only one, and matter of fact, that's why they call it the slave trade. Because the ones that did come from over there, they were traded. Most of them wasn't even, they was already here and was forced to work. Learn your history, man. Do some research. That's why y'all be acting inferior. And then they be like, scary. The toughest one, like you go to them prison, now that's a whole nother story. Them dudes, they don't play. But the ones out here, a whole bunch of them, scary. And that's showing you the truth about that. That's showing you the truth. That it didn't happen the way they say. And how cool some of these white folks is, that's showing you the truth too. How they'll hold the door before you get out the way. They don't be bothering you. Look, man, that's just showing you. And I'm going to tell you something else. Most of the people, if they got ski or something in their name, their ancestors ain't own no slaves. You know who owns slaves? The one that got names like us. Watch this deep and close. Go down south anywhere, Texas, Mississippi, and that's where you gonna see a lot of the white people with names like ours. Howard, Baker, Cook, Johnson. That should tell you it right there. Like I said, I know the history. The Howards, they had tobacco farm. One of the things they had was tobacco farm. See, people think it was all cotton. No, it wasn't. It was tobacco. It was other stuff too. They had tobacco farms in North Carolina. It was two brothers. Yeah, I know the history. Yeah. And you know what's scary? You see their picture. Unfortunately, they got some resemblance to me. But anyway, it's Tuesday, so we're going to keep them coming. Maybe not quite like your usual Tuesday, but we're going to have a fair share. Hey, man, stop using it as an excuse. White man this, white man that. Go get yours. If you get denied over here, go over here. You get denied over there, go this way. Keep it moving until you get what you're looking for.